The Federal and Thomas Hospital Puliangudi jointly present the Tenkasi Marathon 2025. This event is co-presented by Selvarani Readymades and powered by Repco Home Finance and Srirangam Nalamani Yadava Educational Institutions. Run for health on Sunday, June 29.
2 years ago, Krishnaveni, Ramya and Ranjitha were trained at the government-run Srirangam Priest Training Center in Tamil Nadu. When they completed the one-year course in priesthood and received certificates, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin hailed their achievement. He said, even at a time when women were becoming pilots and astronauts, they were not allowed to become priests in many temples, because it was deemed impure even in temples for female deities. But finally, change is here. Women are also now stepping into the sanctums, bringing a new era of inclusivity and equality, said Stalin. But even after 2 years of this statement, the women priests who were trained in the government center were not placed so far. They carried both hope and history on their shoulders, but the weight continues because of opposition from traditional Brahmin priests. After waiting for a few months, Ramya and Krishnaveni joined private firms for their livelihood. Ranjitha returned to her village in Tiruvarur to take care of her ailing mother.
அது ஃபுல்லாக நாங்கள் படித்தது தான் மேம். ப்ராக்டிக்கலுக்கு ஒரு 2 எக்ஸாமுக்காக ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், அவ்வளோதான் மேம். மற்றபடி நாங்கள் ட்ரைனிங்லாம் ஃபுல்லாக எடுத்துக்கல மேம். அந்த கோர்ஸ் வந்துட்டு மறுபடியும் 1 இயர் ட்ரைனிங் போட்டால் தான் அதுலேருந்து தான் நாங்கள் கற்றுக்க முடியும்.
A petition by traditional Brahmin priests who argued that these non-Brahmin priests weren't trained in agamic traditions. Tamil Nadu's fight to democratize priesthood is decades old. In 1971, Chief Minister Karunanidhi tried to break the caste monopoly on temple priesthood. In 2006, Tamil Nadu government passed a special government order allowing non-Brahmin individuals with qualifications and training to be appointed as priests in temples managed by Department of Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments. But providing priesthood jobs for non-Brahmin priests in agamic temples was raised as a serious issue by traditional Brahmin priests. For the first time, a non-Brahmin priest who was trained in the government training center was appointed in 2017 in a government temple. Among 300-odd non-Brahmin priests, only 24 have been appointed so far, but they have been posted in subsidiary shrines of main temples. Now the case against appointment of non-Brahmin priests in agamic temples is pending with the court, and that stalls the induction of women priests too. When the federal contacted HRNC Minister P. Sekhar Babu, he said measures were taken by government to appoint women priests as soon as they had completed the course, but only because of the case pending with the Supreme Court, they were unable to issue appointment orders.
What is the current status of the case against appointment of women in government temples?
Since 2022, the matter is pending before the Supreme Court in respect of appointment of archakas in the temple. In 2022, a rule was challenged and that was quashed by the Madras High Court. In 2019, ADMK government brought a rule by fixing a qualifications to become an archaka in all temples. That was challenged, that was quashed by the Madras High Court in 2022. Thereafter, there was no improvement to appoint archakas in the temple. Not only women, men also. So far, there was no rule. The government has not brought any rule. HRNC and Minister Sekhar Babu, they are doing only stage management. They are asking some women oaths and doing something, but there is no concrete steps to bring the rule or to vacate the stay from the Supreme Court.
Related to the archakas issue, what were the main arguments put forth, the key points regarding the appointment of against the women priests in Tamil Nadu temples?
There are 3 limbs of main arguments made by Brahmin archakas and their supporters. The first one is Agamas not permitted women to become archaka. A denomination or sect of Brahmins are alone eligible to become an archaka in Tamil Nadu temples. Second argument is every temple has a separate custom or usage. That custom prevented the appointment of women as archaka. The third one is government and court should not interfere in the religious matters. Religious heads alone decide what is the custom and usage of the temple.